Hi everyone. How's it going? Bit of a cloudy day today. Been drizzling a little bit. Um, Drizzle is when it's a very light rain. Don't think I've mentioned that. Um, it's November 17th, I believe. Yeah. Tuesday, November 17th. And we're here in the heart of Korea, in Naju. We're getting close to the end of the semester. God, it's amazing. Just a few more weeks, I think. Maybe 4 more weeks or something. So, getting close to the end, and we're having to go to the next unit. This is about talking about the future plans, and predictions. Things that we think will happen in the future. We might make predictions about a lot of things. For people who enjoy watching sports, it's common that you might make a prediction about how your team will do. You might say that my favorite team will have a good season, a good year. Okay. So yeah, we might make predictions about things like sports. There was the election in the USA now a couple weeks ago. And before that, people were making predictions. Some people were saying that Biden will win in a landslide. A big win. Very, very big win. Other people said Trump will win. But as it turned out, Biden did win. So, yeah, those are predictions. But yeah, we can also talk about plans and things you might want to do. We'll be talking about a lot of that this week, and maybe next week some more as well. So one of the important things to do when talking about the future is using going to and will in your conversation. We use both of them when talking about the future, but they're slightly different. And actually, many times, native English speakers will mix them up. It's not like there's a big difference between the two, but it's still important. Still an important difference. Basically, we use going to when talking about things that we've planned in advance a lot. When we've decided some things. Like, let's look at a couple of different sentences. I got them written down on my board. Okay. One of them uses going to, one of them uses will. They're both about travel. It's a bit of a glare from the window. I guess I should lower the blinds. So just excuse me while I do that. Then it'll be too dark in here. Okay, maybe that's good. Maybe that's better. So, I'll read you these different sentences, and maybe we can talk about the difference. First, this is the one using going to. They're going to go on a trip next week. Okay, so this is about travel plans. They're going to go on a trip next week. Now, using will, it's similar, but maybe you can see the difference. They will go on a trip sometime next year. So they're going to go on a trip next week. They will go on a trip sometime next year. Okay. So what's the difference? Well, when using going to, it probably means that you've put a lot of plans into whatever you're going to do. In this case, a trip. Okay. First, you decided when you're going to go. In this case, next week. Maybe you made other travel plans, like you booked a place to stay. You might have booked your transportation, a plane, bus, train, or ship. Okay? And maybe you just made some plans about what you want to do on your trip. Things you want to see, foods you want to try. You made maybe you made a little bit of a schedule. With will, you're making some plans, but maybe it's not very decided. You might not have decided the place, even. You might still just be talking about taking a trip. My wife and I, we might be, maybe one of us wants to visit Singapore, but the other one wants to visit Cebu. And we might be talking about that, trying to decide which place would be better. So we will take a trip, but we're really not sure about the place yet. Also, we might not be sure about when. So I said here, they will go on a trip sometime next year. We will do this, but not really sure. And yeah, maybe probably didn't make any other plans. You probably didn't book a plane ticket. Probably didn't no booking of a hotel or yeah. So not as many plans made. Okay, maybe only very little planning, and mostly just thinking and talking when you use will. So going to is things that are more planned out in advance. And will is things that you probably haven't planned out. Now another case is, and it's kind of related, you use going to when it's something you've thought about for a while, just like planning a trip. But with will, it's more like it's something you decide now. You decide to do now. Like one common case where will is used, and maybe I'll write this down on the board as well. So maybe there's a conversation with two people. One of them maybe is carrying something, and this person says, "This box is heavy." The other person might say, "I'll help you with that." Okay, so because the first person said that this box, this package, whatever, was heavy, then the other person decides now that they'll help. You wouldn't say, "I'm going to help you with that." Okay. Because that, people think if you're going to help with that, it's something you were thinking about before. Like helping a person, often we use will, or you should know, by the way, when it's written like this, I''ll, it's actually pronounced I'll, not I will. Okay. Many Koreans, when they see this, will still say I will, but you should say I'll help you with that. What was I saying? Now, helping a person, it's not too common to use going to because often it's not something we've thought about a lot before. It's often something like this. Maybe you're studying, okay, and you're studying with your friend, and you say, "Oh, this homework, Paul's homework, is so difficult," and your friend says, "I'll help you after I finish my homework." Because again, they decide at the time. They don't really think about it before. Okay. What else? Now, with going to, we also use it when it's something we know is happening. Something we are certain about. Okay. So I mentioned before the USA Miiguk elections from almost 2 weeks ago now. I guess it was 2 weeks ago. It feels like longer. Right. We'll look at two examples talking about Biden and Trump. You can kind of see again the differences. Now, in the case of going to, it's something we're certain about. So it could be a case like Biden is going to be the next president. I know this because he won. So he's going to be the next president. It's something I'm certain about. Maybe everybody's certain about. Maybe not Trump, but most people are certain about. But if I'm using will, that might be if I'm making a prediction about how Biden will be as president. So, I don't know. I don't know for sure. I'm kind of guessing. Okay. But I might say Biden will be better than Trump. Just a guess. Just could be my opinion. Some people might say Biden will be worse than Trump. That's also their opinion, their guess. But the point is, we don't know. Okay. We're certain that Biden is going to be the next president. We don't know if he will be better or worse than Trump. Or I suppose the same. But yeah, we don't know about that because he isn't president yet. So we often make just kind of a guess using will. Now, you can usually, it's common when people are guessing, then they'll say, they'll use vocabulary like maybe. And that's an important thing too. Maybe. Oftentimes Koreans, when speaking English, will say maybe. Maybe, like they'll say, maybe we can have hamburger for lunch. And oftentimes when Koreans are saying that, maybe we can have a hamburger for lunch, they're thinking, I think they're thinking, the way they're acting is that maybe means yes. It's for sure. Certain. Maybe, though, is supposed to be uncertain. It's we don't know for sure. It's possible. But yeah, usually when people are making a prediction, we say maybe or might. Biden might be better than Trump. maybe Biden will be better than Trump. Or we use possibly. Biden will possibly be better than Trump. Or probably. Biden will probably be better than Trump. Possibly, probably. Possibly we're more uncertain. Probably might be what we call an educated guess. An educated guess, like we're guessing, but we also kind of know. That's an educated guess. But often we use will if we want to seem more kind of confident about our prediction. But even sometimes you can use going to when making a prediction, like a very what you might call a safe bet. If your favorite team is playing a game, if Tottenham Hotspur are playing Liverpool, and somehow I don't know if it would happen, but somehow, say Son Heung-min has the best game of his life, and he scores 5 goals. Probably wouldn't happen. Son Heung-min's good, but he's playing Liverpool. Hard to imagine. But let's say he's Tottenham Hotspur are playing. Son Heung-min scores 5 goals. So Tottenham has a score of 5-0 against Liverpool. You're watching the game. You're like, oh, Tottenham Hotspur is going to win. If they have 5 goals, maybe it's a safe bet. Pretty easy prediction. There's not a very good chance for Liverpool to come back. So yeah, that's called a safe bet. And yeah, you can use going to if you're very certain. If you're just much more certain about something. If you're not as certain, you can use will. Okay, what else do we have? Oh yeah, so a couple more examples, just before we wrap up this part, going to and will. Let's take a look at a couple more sentences. I've written these down. I typed these up, and I'll just write them down on here. Interesting. So, in this, here I've written down a couple of sentences that use going to and will, but I haven't included them. I'm going to show you the sentence and you can try to figure out which one might use going to and which one might use will. So the first one, he's meet his friends at 9. The other one, he meet his friends later. So, going to or will? Well, one thing that makes it easy, the verb to be is there. You always use the verb to be with going to. He's going to meet his friends. Biden is going to win. They are going to take a trip next week. But also, because there's like a time of the day there, it shows you that a plan has been made. So that should be going to. He's going to meet his friends at 9. In the case of the second one, we have later. So, I guess he's made some plan, but maybe he's not sure about that. So, in that case, it's best to put will. He will meet his friends later. It's not sure about exactly when. And maybe he would contact them to tell them, like, or ask, what time do you want to meet? Okay. Another area we talk about the future, make predictions, is when talking about the weather. If I look outside today, it's very cloudy. As I said before, it has been drizzling. Just a little bit of rain. If I'm certain about this, if I'm certain about the weather, I might say it's going to rain later. The person on the news, the meteorologist or the weather person, tells you what's going to happen. Maybe they're very certain. They said it's going to rain today on the news. So if you watch TV or you check online or something, maybe some expert, a meteorologist, a weather person tells you it's going to rain. Maybe they are certain about it. Now, I don't know anything about the weather. I'm guessing. So I would probably use will. I would use will in that case. You should have an umbrella because it will rain later. I don't really know for sure, but I am mostly guessing. I don't know anything about the weather, so what do I know? Anything else on this? Okay. Yeah, there is a little homework. I might cut that part out. There was going to be a second part about. Maybe I'll just introduce this a little bit at the end for the last part of this lesson, but maybe it won't really be covered today. I'll cover it more in the lesson on Friday. We also use will when talking about things. I'm gonna bring this up. Sorry. We're talking about cause and effect. Cause and effect. So something happens because of something else. For example, everyone is wearing a mask, so we will not get COVID. Okay? Just a second here. Gotta bring up more examples I have. Okay. So yeah, the cause, sorry, I should get back to that example. The cause is that everybody's wearing a mask, or most people are. And because of that, we won't get COVID. Okay. So we use so in that case. Everyone is wearing a mask, so we will not get COVID. You can switch it around, and that we will not get COVID because everyone is wearing a mask. We take statements. My apartment is very messy. Actually, just this office of mine. The rest of the apartment's fine. But let's say the apartment. My apartment is really messy. And we'd also take the statement, I will do some cleaning. That's the cause and the effect. My apartment is really messy, so I will do some cleaning. Switch it around, I will do some cleaning because my apartment is really messy. Yeah, I think we should just, we'll cover that in more detail next time. I think the stuff about going to and will for today might be enough. There's a one-page homework I'd like you to do, just using going to and will, just putting in some sentences. I think it's pretty easy. So I think that's about it right now. So yeah, we are getting close to the final exam time. I did want to say that there's we have the chance to use classrooms. I like to give a speaking exam. Now, I'm happy to give a speaking exam to everybody online, but I will make it available to do an in-person speaking exam for you as well. This is when we get to the finals. Okay, this is just an announcement to finish up today. So, yeah, you have the choice, and I'll let you can kind of think about it for now. But I'm going to give you the choice. And basically, there's kind of an advantage if you choose to do the exam face-to-face with me at the classroom. We'll be doing social distancing. You can stand at the front of the room, and I'll be back. I'll have a mask on, and so you don't have to worry about that. I'll let you choose. People who want to do their exams one-on-one online is fine. Like a Kakao Talk is fine with me. But the advantage if you come to do the exam face-to-face at Dongshin Day is I know you won't be cheating. Okay, so the final exam is a speaking exam. I'm going to ask you some questions. It'll take 5 to 10 minutes. So I'll be asking you lots of questions and you'll be answering. If we're talking online, in some cases I might be worried that you're cheating. And if I'm worried you're cheating, I'm going to assume you're cheating. So, okay. Some students, I know when we do our Kakao speaking activities, I'm at home and I'm talking to you, and there's sometimes I've talked to students and I know there's other people sitting with them in the same room, and they might even be friends who are in the same class, and I can hear people talking and I'm asking questions, and you know, maybe I'm talking to one student at 10 a.m. and this student's friend is in the same room. They're listening to my speaking test with student, and then after 10 minutes, I have an exam with that student, and they've got the advantage of listening to that test. And if you're doing an online speaking exam for your final, I don't want you to be with other people. I want you to be alone. And I know when we do a one-on-one speaking exam in the classroom at Dongshundae that it is just you and me. So, yeah, it's possible you could get a lower score by doing the online exam. If I think that there's other students around and you're talking and listening, and then I don't want... If I think there's other students in the classroom, in or whatever room you're with you, then I'm probably going to give you a lower score. Sorry, but that's just... I want to do these exams one-on-one. I don't want other people around. So if you come and do your exam in the classroom with me, you won't have your score lowered because it's just you and me. That doesn't mean if you do your exam online that you will get your score lowered, but you could if I think there's other students around. If I don't think it's a one-on-one private conversation. Okay, and maybe I'll even ask students to show me around the room to make sure there aren't other students around. But anyway, you can think about that for our final, because final's coming up pretty soon. Give it some thought, and you can choose to come in and do your exam at Dongshundae, or you can do it online over Kakao. So for now, just think about what you'd like to do, and I'll tell you more about it in the next week or two, I think, as we get closer to the end. Okay, so anyway, I should let you go though. All right, I will talk to you again on Friday. So until then, take care and see you next time. Bye.